I was extremely lucky to have him as a supervisor. We used to go actually on long walks. So you are going to have a lot of distractions. Simple thing. I've seen a lot of people just looking at the mobile and going like that. But the way the technology has progressed and the way the speed of change, the changes are happening, and they are exponentially faster than 20 years, 50 years back, it is highly unlikely that most of you will have the same job for next, whatever, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years.
Very welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Ajay Limaye, sir, with us. So, sir, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
So, my name is Ajay Limaye, and I passed out from this department in 1997. I'm the first PhD student of this department. I started doing my PhD in 1992, I think, 92, 93, and passed out in 97. Currently, I'm working in Australia at the National Computational Infrastructure. This is a premier organization in Australia for high performance computing and data storage. We provide the services to all the researchers in Australia. And I work in the field of scientific visualization.
So, following up that question, being a first school of scientific computing student, how will you advise student to join for the scientific computing?
So let me just describe where this sort of computing is used. So, I mean, scientific computing is like essentially any other computing, but specifically used for scientific purposes. So, for example, if you want to do medical research, use computers there, you might term it as scientific computing. Or if you want to do, say, fluid dynamics or say material science or machine learning, for example. These are all computing, but you need some specific knowledge to write these pieces of code. So you might term it as, say, scientific computing. So you would use it everywhere, really, scientific computing. So all sorts of sciences, and all this is also coming into our daily life. So yeah, I would say scientific computing is very useful.
And again, how did you keep yourself relevant for like almost 25 years?
Yes, so luckily I am working in the field of scientific visualization, and you need visualization everywhere in the scientific field as well as in information. But because I am working in the field of scientific computing, scientific visualization, scientific computing, so I'll just comment on scientific visualization. So let me just give you the way I have progressed in scientific visualization. I mean, that will hopefully answer your question. So when I started early in 1990 or 2000, so I joined as a computational chemist, and then I shifted to scientific visualization. In those days, we didn't have GPUs for rendering. So at that time, we would do it on essentially CPUs and SGI machines, which were really big. And then NVIDIA came on the scene. AMD, ATI came on the scene, and then we started getting graphics cards. And then came the era of GPUs. So initially, we used to have, say, VRML or OpenGL codes and so on. And then slowly, we had the shader programs which would run on the GPUs and so on. And because I was developing software for visualization, I had to keep abreast with the new developments that were becoming available in the hardware. And so luckily for me, because I was involved in the software development, these things just happened naturally. I mean, it's just lucky. I might say.
And like we are entering masters. Like if someone is watching and happening to be entering into masters, what things you will advise him to be relevant for?
So next 20 years, yes. It's very hard to predict future, and especially with the current advancements and the way the technology is progressing, the speed of the technology is significant compared to say 20 years back or 50 years back. 50 years back or 100 years back, when you join a job, you can be assured that you will be there till the end of your whatever career. But the way the technology has progressed and the way the speed of change, the changes are happening, and they are exponentially faster than 20 years, 50 years back, it is highly unlikely that most of you will have the same job for next whatever 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Now, in order to cope with that change, what you need to understand as a student, as a master student, is the ability to learn new things. You should never lose that ability to learn. The mindset has to be that I'm going to learn. And then once that happens, then no matter where you go, today you're in computing, tomorrow you might think that I like management. Tomorrow you will think, oh, product management is fantastic. Day after tomorrow you might get an opportunity in marketing because your skill set is suitable for that. So what you need to do is you need to be agile in terms of your mindset and ability to learn. And ability to learn in the sense, you might not get some things straight away, but it might take some time. So have that confidence in yourself that I will be able to do that. May not be in a week, but in a month or 2 months. So if once you have that mindset, then things won't be that difficult, because then you are prepared. No matter what comes in front of you, I'll be able to tackle it. So it's the mindset. Rather than having a rigid mindset, single track, because the society that you're growing up in and the technology, you will have to have a much broader mindset, rather than I'm going to stick only to this tiny, yeah.
And talking about like there are a bunch of technologies, and like as a student often might have a look for the AI, like we have seen. So are those distractions like how do we?
See, even 70-year-olds are not able to avoid those distractions. We know that, we see that. So what you would do in order to avoid the distractions? Distractions will be there, and they will be even more and more, because the algorithms know you better than you. Because they have so much data that tomorrow when you search something, they will give you, for example, there was, I think, I hope I am quoting this right, but Google knows that a woman is pregnant just by searching her from her search history. The Google knows the woman better than the woman herself. So these things have happened. So you are going to have a lot of distractions. So one way is to keep level-headed. People or algorithms are going to be there to incite you. So one is you should develop the ability to filter out. I know it is difficult because there are things coming from all the sides, and to filter out what is relevant, you need to develop that mindset. So one way is to try to understand the emotions. Why do I say that? Is because lot of marketing is geared towards emotions. They'll tell you a story which will incite you into doing whatever, buying this product or going into a particular stream or whatever. So what you should try is, one is understand your emotions, and then slowly you'll be able to control your emotions and filter out the stuff. So filter out what is irrelevant. Simple thing. I've seen a lot of people just looking at the mobile and going like that. They are not getting any information at all. It is pure getting that serotonin or what the happy dopamine injection. So you should train yourself not to, you might look at the headline and ignore it. Because if it is not relevant to you, ignore it. Because 99.9% of the things that are coming on your mobile phone are garbage. So just ignore it.
Again, looking at relevant things, let's say, currently there is, and we can say, information pandemic going on.
Yes.
Overload.
Yes, overload.
Yes.
So how can we filter out what is good for us? Like, if I'm looking for some topic, let's say.
Yes.
Yes.
So how to research them?
So you will get a lot of YouTube videos, podcasts, lectures, and so on. Just go through them. Go through them and see what captures your imagination, whether you can understand. Initially, probably you won't be able to understand everything. I mean, you might see, this word looks familiar. So it will happen initially that these words are familiar. And then slowly, as you go more and more deeper into the subject, you'll start understanding more and more of that. And then you start developing a love or an interest in that subject or area. And that's how you go in. So you start broader. So it's like this. You look at the mountain. From far away, it looks beautiful, fantastic. And then as you slowly start going close to the mountain, you start getting to see more and more intricacies of the mountain. It's the same. So what you do is, if you want to learn something new, just get the broader perspective, where it is used, or algorithms, or programs, or whatever area. So where is it used? What is the usability? So you can start there, and then slowly exploring deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. If you go directly deep into the subject, it's highly likely that you would get discouraged. So that's how you do it. You slowly increase the complexity. Yeah.
Again, do you think like there are a bunch of resources available, and currently the AI, which is around, do you think can AI replace teachers?
In some cases, they will. For example, where it will not replace and it should not replace is in the young age training. So for example, when the kids are up to say 15, 20 years old, you will have to have teachers there. And the reason is, it's the human input that is required. As a human being, we need other humans. Say touch, talk, smell, we need other humans. We are social creatures. We are not algorithms. So for young age kids, you do need teachers, and you should have teachers there, because they not only teach you the subject, but they also teach you a lot of other things that are socially relevant for us. And then as you grow older, the subject matter, because assuming that the maturity level has gone up, you can cope with the physical teacher not being there, but either producing a lecture on the, say, Zoom, or having the lecture series on the internet. So as you grow older, you are going to learn without a teacher, meaning without a teacher in front of you. But somebody has to produce that material. Somebody has to produce that material. So yes, we'll come to a point where you will see less of a human being, but more on the internet. You will be consuming a lot of stuff. And especially as you go into companies, when you go on a job, there is nobody who's going to teach you. Nobody. There will be material available, and then you have to learn on your own. So what you do is, when there is a human teacher available, you start developing the concepts or the ability to do the research on your own. So at young age, you develop that ability to gain the knowledge on your own, because nobody is going to spoon feed you. I mean, the material is there. If you want to take it, you take it. Yeah, that's what is going to happen.
So, can you share some memorable moments at ISSC and especially about Gadre
Oh,
sir?
yes, yes, yes. So many of them. Uh, at the outset, I should say that I was extremely lucky to have him as a supervisor. And the reason is the amount of freedom that I got to develop my own, develop myself and then the software. So we used to go actually on long walks. So the thing that I used to do with my own son, go on walks and have a chat with him. I actually learned from Professor Gadre. So during my PhD time here from 1989 to 1997, we used to go on long walks. So we used to go to Ayuka, GMRT, and then out to Spicer College and so on. So in the evenings, around after 5 or 6 o'clock, we used to go on long walks and then we used to chat. Of course, that time we used to chat about the algorithms or the software that we were developing. But it was like going out into the open air and then having a free discussion. So I had fights in the sense we had lot. We used to go actually on long walks. So the thing that I used to do with my own son, go on walks and have a chat with him. I actually learned from Professor Gadre. So to me, that I could openly disagree with a person, with my supervisor, and we used to try to convince each other, rightly or wrongly. But these open chats is absolutely essential to my own development. And my seniors were also, I mean, I was actually, again, very lucky that I got really good seniors who would handle my nonsense.
Again, as we are of your son's age, so what advice you will like to give us?
Ah, pravachan. So, I mean, what I mean, I always say whoever asks me, even there, you take care of 4 things in your life. One is your diet, your exercise, your sleep, and stress. Take care of that, and you would do lot better than anybody else. Lot of the times what happens is the things that we do in younger age, all the things that we do in younger age, they come and bite you in the butt when you are older. So if you drink a lot, say for example, you guys are 21, 22 or whatever. See, your brain is still developing, 26, 27 years, your brain is still developing till that age. If you drink a lot of alcohol, it's going to affect your brain. Think about it. If you do not exercise now, if you don't make it a habit, slowly the age will catch up with you. And by the time you are 40, 50, you'll have all these diseases, heart disease, diabetes, and so on. So concentrate on diet, exercise. You don't have to build a lot of muscle and so on, but regular exercise is very, very essential. Good quality sleep, and control your stress. I know there is a lot of stress. Just coming on the street itself is a stressful thing. Coming to university itself is a stressful thing. So one way to cope up with that, to cope up with the stress, is trying to understand your emotions. What happens is we get too emotional because we are stressed. There could be a tiny problem, but then we flare it up because we are stressed. So we get too much angry. And then in that anger, we might take some actions, which we will regret later on. So try to understand the emotions, get your diet, health, exercise, stress under control, and you'll be fine. And try to keep learning attitude. No matter what age you are, or no matter what position you are, you might be here, you might be a product manager, you might be a CEO, it doesn't matter. Everybody is a human, nobody knows everything. Just keep that in mind. Nobody knows everything. We can learn. Keep a learning attitude. You'll be fine.
Very insightful talk with Ajay sir. I hope you guys like it. So, thank you, Ajay sir.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.